What if I told you that the difference between the life you have now and the life you dream of is not a giant leap, but a small step, repeated every single day? What if everything you've ever wanted, success, confidence, health, peace, purpose, could begin with just one small habit? The truth is, most people don't fail because they set their goals too high. They fail because they try to change everything all at once, and when they can't keep up, they give up. But there's a better way, a way that's simple, realistic, and unbelievably powerful. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most life-changing books ever written, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This isn't just another self-help book. It's a blueprint for transformation. It teaches you how to make tiny, consistent changes that grow into massive results. You'll learn how to reprogram your mind, design your environment, and reshape your identity, so success becomes effortless, not a struggle. If you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever tried to change but always fell back into old patterns, if you've ever wondered why some people seem to grow while others stay the same, this message is for you. Because Atomic Habits will show you that you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start small. By the time you finish listening, you'll understand how small actions can rebuild your confidence, your health, your relationships, and your future. You'll discover that every single habit, good or bad, is shaping who you become. And when you learn how to master your habits, you learn how to master your life. So get ready. This isn't just a summary, it's an invitation to a new beginning. Because after hearing this, you'll never look at small steps the same way again. The book Atomic Habits by James Clear is about how small, consistent actions can lead to huge changes in our lives. The main idea of the book is simple but powerful. You don't need to make massive changes to transform your life. You just need to improve a little bit every day. Clear calls these small improvements atomic habits because they are like atoms, tiny, but the building blocks of everything powerful. These small actions might seem insignificant at first, but when you repeat them daily, they compound and create extraordinary results over time. He begins the book with a story about the British cycling team. For years, they were terrible. No one thought they would ever win anything. Then a coach named Dave Brailsford took over. Instead of trying to make one big change, he looked for hundreds of small improvements, like making the seats more comfortable, cleaning the tires better, improving the riders' sleep, and even changing the type of massage gel they used. Every small detail was improved by just 1%. And after a few years, this tiny progress led to big success. They started winning the Tour de France and Olympic medals. The lesson is that small changes, when added together, lead to major results. James Clear explains that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just like money multiplies when it earns interest, your habits multiply when you repeat them.
Good habits make time your ally. Bad habits make time your enemy.
This is why it's not about making one huge decision, but about the small ones we repeat every day. He also talks about identity. Most people focus on goals, losing weight, getting rich, or being productive. But he says true change comes from focusing on who you want to become, not what you want to achieve. Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to be. For example, if you want to be healthy, don't say, "I want to lose weight." Say, "I'm the kind of person who takes care of my body." If you want to be organized, say, "I'm the kind of person who keeps things in order." When your habits match the type of person you want to become, change becomes natural. Clear then explains that goals are good for direction, but systems are better for making progress. A goal is about the result you want. A system is about the process that leads to that result. For instance, if your goal is to write a book, your system is writing one page each day. If your goal is to get fit, your system is going to the gym regularly. The truth is, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So instead of chasing results, you should focus on building a lifestyle that produces those results automatically. He breaks down how habits work using something called the habit loop. Every habit has 4 parts: cue, craving, response, and reward. The cue is the trigger that starts the behavior. The craving is your desire for a certain feeling or change. The response is what you do, and the reward is what you get from it. For example, your phone buzzes. That's the cue. You crave to know who texted. That's the craving. You check your phone. That's the response. You feel satisfied, and that's the reward. This cycle repeats and becomes automatic. To change your habits, James Clear gives 4 laws of behavior change. But instead of separating them like chapters, he weaves them into one clear process. Make good habits easy and bad habits hard. He starts by explaining that you need to make good habits obvious. Often we don't even notice our bad habits because they happen on autopilot. To build better ones, you must make the cues visible. If you want to remember to drink water, keep a bottle near you. If you want to take vitamins, put them next to your toothbrush. If you want to read more, leave a book on your bed or desk. And if you want to stop a bad habit, do the opposite. Make the cues invisible. Don't keep junk food in the house if you're trying to eat healthy. Out of sight, out of mind. The second thing is to make habits attractive. We do what feels rewarding. The brain releases dopamine not only when we get the reward, but when we anticipate it. To make a good habit more appealing, Clear suggests combining something you need to do with something you enjoy. This is called temptation bundling. For example, you can say, I'll only listen to my favorite podcast while exercising, or I'll only drink my favorite coffee after I finish studying. That way, you make the habit something you look forward to, then make it easy. The truth is, we don't fail because we lack motivation. We fail because there's too much friction between us and the good habit. The easier you make a behavior, the more likely it is to happen. Clear gives a rule called the 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, make it so small that it takes less than 2 minutes. Want to start reading every day? Just open the book and read 1 page. Want to start running? Just put on your running shoes. The key is to make starting easy. Once you start, momentum takes over. Next, make it satisfying. We repeat what feels rewarding and stop what feels painful. The problem is that most good habits have delayed rewards. You go to the gym today, but you don't see results until weeks later. So Clear suggests adding immediate satisfaction to keep you consistent. You can track your habits on a calendar or app. Seeing those check marks feels rewarding. Or reward yourself after completing a habit. Over time, the best reward is not external but internal. The pride and confidence that come from keeping promises to yourself. Clear also discusses how to break bad habits using the same ideas in reverse. Make them invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. For example, if you spend too much time on your phone, put it in another room. If you want to stop wasting money, delete shopping apps. If you want to stop eating sweets, don't buy them in the first place. Change your environment so that bad habits are harder to do and good ones are easier. He emphasizes the importance of environment design. We often think we need more discipline, but what we really need is a better setup. If you want to eat healthy, keep fruit visible on the counter. If you want to study, have your books ready on your desk. If you want to stop watching TV, put the remote in a drawer. Your environment should serve your goals, not work against them. Clear also reminds us that changing habits is not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Missing a day is fine, but never miss twice. The power of habits comes from repetition, not perfection. Even when you fail, you simply start again. He explains something called the plateau of latent potential. Many people quit early because they don't see results right away. But habits work like an ice cube melting. Imagine you're in a cold room where the temperature is 26 degrees. You heat it to 27, then 28, 29, 30. Still nothing happens. Then suddenly at 32 degrees, the ice begins to melt. The progress was happening all along, but you couldn't see it. That's how habits work. Your effort is building beneath the surface until one day everything changes. He also talks about the importance of tracking and reflection. By measuring your habits, you become aware of your progress. Writing things down helps you see where you're improving and where you need to adjust. But he warns not to let tracking become the goal itself. The real goal is the behavior, not the numbers. By the end of the book, James Clear makes one truth very clear. Success doesn't come from one massive transformation. It comes from small, consistent habits repeated daily. Tiny habits are powerful because they are easy to do, easy to repeat, and easy to sustain. They reshape your identity, your confidence, and your destiny. If you want to change your life, you don't need to overhaul everything. Just start with one small habit. Read 1 page, walk for 5 minutes. Save $1, pray for 1 minute. Over time, these small acts will compound into a completely new version of yourself. Because every small action you take is a vote for the person you wish to become. That is the message of Atomic Habits. Real change is not about sudden motivation. It's about steady, invisible progress that eventually becomes unstoppable. And that's the power of Atomic Habits, small steps that create big change. Every tiny decision you make, every moment of discipline, Every small action repeated daily is shaping your future. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to start. One small step, one good habit, one new choice at a time. Remember, success doesn't come from motivation that fades. It comes from consistency that lasts. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. So today, make a decision to take control of your habits, to design your environment for success, and to become the person you were created to be. If you enjoyed this summary and it inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs that little push to believe change is possible.